Good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see how interesting was yesterday. Sat there, nothing happening. Reverse, bought some calls, nothing happening. We held our puts, and boom, one to eight. And we originally sold those at 16, bought them back at 1, bought a couple other layers, put a buck or two back in. Here's the thing. So let's say you buy something at 4 and you sell it at 16. So you're up 12 points. So let's say you buy 2 more layers and you buy maybe at 2 and 2. So you put 4 back in. So if you sold it at 16, you just subtract 4, so you got 12. So then you got 4 to 12, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. Okay, that's how I look at it. How everybody else looks at it, you got to do it how you got to do it, make it right for you. Okay, so let's see what happens today. Then we see. The last time SPX was up 30, I don't know if there's CPI, maybe 6 weeks ago, whatever it came out, it was down 60 within 2 minutes. The news yesterday. So he's telling you you only have 3 days to fix this. Now, here's what I've learned in the United States, okay? And this is what happens with the United States. We, including myself, everybody else, world-class procrastinators. We're world-class procrastinators. But on top of that, we believe there's somebody always going to be there to help. Always. Right? Isn't that interesting? And it's true. So that's what you got to just see, okay? So how interesting is this? Every bit of news is bad. And as the news gets worse, the market doesn't break. Now, that's very bullish. Because if we get any good news, and I just bought some puts here, and why did I buy those? Because if we go down, we got some snow calls, and we got some NOW calls, and we reversed back up. We bought some calls, and then we're sitting in these SPXs now. Because you just got to just be in puts every day, because it's going to crater. At some point, it's going to crater. And it's not going to come back. And then you're going to get a new range. And then you're going to see what happens. Okay? But nothing is good. And people keep missing the fact. CNBC misses the fact. Think about what they're saying about Qualcomm. I mean, I would just destroy this guy. Qualcomm is so good. Their earnings are this. They're trading at this time's earnings. And then I would go tell him, here's what I would tell him. I would say, do you know, for 10 years, Qualcomm was under 85. And it didn't matter that NVIDIA went from $3 to $1,200. And and Qualcomm couldn't break 80. It didn't break 80 for 10 years. So you have a stock that doesn't go up for 10 years. It finally goes up, so it's a breakup. It stays up for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And then it starts down and it's almost back to 110. If it goes back to 80, does it stay there for the next 10 years? And somebody's telling you to buy it? On a down day? Jesus. It didn't move for 10 years. Texas Instruments. I had 20,000 options. 20,000 options. Some at 16, some at 22. That were good for 10 years. They were good for 10 years. and the stock's at 90. And then it broke 22 a couple years later. And it never got back over 22, and they expired. All these people think that they know semis, they know chips. Yeah, the world's changing. The world's been changing for how many years? PCs. So everybody is at home. And they all buy PCs. And they have 2 and 3 of them, and I have 4 or 5 of them. They're laying all around, a couple desks. You buy the kids' PCs, you buy this, you buy this, you buy this. Everything has chips. Doesn't mean it's an endless cycle. I mean, this happened to me. I mean, it's something I learned way back when I first started trading. In 89, 90, 91, 92. Things that I learned. Okay? Things that I learned. I used to, you remember Gateway and Dell and Hewlett Packard and Compaq. I mean, here's the thing you used to go to these stores and they'd have PCs out. Oh my God, this is an IBM. And people would say, again, I would sit there and I'd just be like, am I the dumbest guy in the world? And I really felt like it. You go to the store, and you can still go, but it isn't like it used to be. But you go to the store and say like a Best Buy, or whatever it was. It wasn't Best Buy back then, but whatever. You went to go to the store, and they have PCs out. This was a Gateway, and this was this. And people say, oh my God, look at this. This is the Gateway. Oh my God, this is so cool. It's a PC. The same thing can be put on every single PC. And I understand you can have a little bit more memory, or your monitor's a little bit better, or your hard disk is better. But these guys will be buying stuff. Oh my God, it's a Gateway. You got to buy a Gateway. It's fascinating to me. And then people tell me, you need a PC every year and a half, every 2 years. You need it every 2 years. Really? People still think that way. The amount of people that buy a new phone every year is still fascinating to me. But then there's a whole set that don't, right? There has to be something different. There has to be a killer app. There has to be something, right, that changes stuff. It's not an endless cycle. But doesn't mean the cycle goes up only down for 1 quarter. Nothing goes down for 1 quarter. Look at UPST. UPST. You're going on 9 months where this thing is collapsed and it can't even get over 30. 9 months. Most likely UPST won't hit 40 again for at least 10 years or until somebody takes them over. For 10 years, maybe 20 years. Now, if the market rips and gets better, yeah, you'll go to 30. Think about Peloton and stuff. How many times people have told you, when Peloton went to 10, I told everybody it's going to go to shit. And then, oh my God, the Peloton's going to go put out this rowing machine. Oh my God. Dude, go walk into a Best Buy. And you're walking in, and they got a treadmill with a monitor on there for $399. $399. And the Peloton CEO tells you, we're going to give it 6 months. And they're selling a treadmill for $2 or $3 grand. $2 or $3 grand. Bicycles. You guys, you got to think about this stuff. Bicycles. I got people here in the room that when I talk bicycles, they say, Sam, you don't know anything about bikes. I ride all the time. I don't care if you ride all the time. You go to Walmart, you can go buy a good bike, the bikes that you rent at all these places when you go on vacation. You can buy those bikes at Walmart for 150 bucks. They're 150 bucks. People paying 3,000 for a bike. Okay. There's a market for those. But it's small. Your average person doesn't buy a $3,000 bike. They don't even buy a $250 bike. So don't think there's this endless thing of chips and all this stuff. Oh my God, my bike has a tracking chip. Okay, you can have a tracking chip. Nice. You can go put one of those tags from Apple on there. So a tracking chip. But chips will come back, and you'll have another cycle. But when does that cycle start? And right now, we're in a down cycle. And everybody keeps thinking that the cycle changes in a week. It doesn't change in a week. It's really, really bad. Okay? It's really, really bad. And everybody is gouging. Everybody is gouging. And that has to stop. And some of these products go under. The Peloton CEO comes out and he says, we're going to give it 6 months so we can turn their current. And he doesn't say what I would do. We have 6 months. Our bikes are going to $1,000. We're going to sell the subscription. We're going to, and see, because what you tried to do didn't work. Putting out a new product at a stupid price isn't going to make it work. They need to fix stuff. So now this gets you all back to the Bank of England, telling you you have 3 days to fix stuff. And let's say you have a money problem and you haven't told your wife. And you have 3 days to fix it. Just somebody's going to call her or whatever. She's going to get the statement or something to find out. Most people don't fix it. They don't fix it. If you have a mortgage at 3%, it's going to 6%, 5% adjustable rate, and you have 3 days to fix it, you're calling everybody trying to fix it, but you're not fixing it. Oh, I'm not going to pay another $200 to fix it, $500 to fix it. You're not going to fix it. And that's what these people are doing. And that day of reckoning is coming. And when it comes, you're going to get an opportunity for a big bounce again. Okay, so today, I mean, just look at snow. We took snow from 188 on Thursday all the way down to 146. And if cloud breaks, this isn't going to go to 110, 109, and then back up. But doesn't mean it doesn't go lower. Okay? So that's what's going on. And if we get a rally today, probably, think about it, you may get a monster rally here and take it up 60, 70, 80 on the PPI, but then you got the Fed minutes. And does it collapse on the Fed minutes? Or does it collapse on the CPI tomorrow? But you can get a rally and you're ready. I'm good with a 50-point move either way. We make a ton either way. And then we see. Okay? Okay. So SPX is up, what is it up? It's so interesting. So SPX is up 24 at 24, 36.10, 36.40. That's the number. Can't break this. It tries to break and then it comes right back. Okay? Underneath 35.52, downside. CMG, nice pop yesterday. 1461 down, 1421, 1551 up. NVIDIA, 121, 126, underneath 114, 109. Goldman Sachs, 291, 282, 311 up. Apple holding, 141, 138. Avago, 441, 462, underneath 409. Lam Research, poster child for death. Told you this over and over again. 361, 372, underneath 309. Meta broke yesterday. 121, 109. He told you their business doesn't get better for 6 years. 172. UNH earnings coming. 521, 532. Caterpillar. 182, 186, 171. Deere, a little bit better. 169, 172. 369, 372. 355. Zscaler breaking. Why does this CEO, whoever it was, why do people just leave companies? I've worked here too much. Shit's going to start hitting the storm. And if I leave, I can sell my stock. I just take it all with me and sell it. Boom, done. 149, 143. CrowdStrike, 151. Coin, 72, 76. But coin will break when Bitcoin breaks. MDB, 172 down, 191 up. Snowman, 161, 169. Downside, 146, 142. Netflix, 232, 252, 271. Underneath 199 now, 172. NOW, 381, 362. Tesla, 216, 209. Can't get out of its own way. Enphase. And this one is very interesting because this one went down because of a different solar. And it can't recover. 272, 288. First solar, 132. Last 4 times first solar hit a high, it dropped 8 points. Just know that. Interesting. Moderna moving today. Moderna. 127, 133. Partnership with Merck. But here's the thing. It fails every single time. It gets you in, and it fails every single time. That's what I know. Power bonds tanking, SPX going up. It's just happening. It's just crazy. Then we see. Everybody have a great trade day. See you, chat.